Hello there, lovely people. This is me, Ashley, here, sending my love to you from whatever reality I'm in today to whatever reality you happen to find yourself in. Well, this, I'm afraid, is going to be another, it's about the Bible changes yet again. I mean, those of us that are Mandela affected are massively disturbed by the supernatural changing of the Bible. And there isn't a single one of you that isn't Mandela affected that is going to be able to change our minds as to the things that we know are true. And one of the things that I'm constantly hearing is the argument over the word trespasses. This trespasses that's my original Lord's Prayer, and over the last few days I've been fortunate, very, very, very blessed that Jesus sent me those words himself via the Lord's Prayer in Aramaic, which is his own language. The language that Jesus spoke was Aramaic. And the Lord's Prayer is still in Aramaic, exactly as we remember it with trespasses. Now, people are constantly saying, and they were at it again the other day when Brian Staveley was showing a lot of residue about trespasses, and actually a woman who is online who has her King James Bible but doesn't ever read out of that when it comes to the Lord's Prayer because she knows it off by heart, as we all do. And yet on that very same thing they're still waffling on about trespasses being Catholic. It's a Catholic prayer. No, it isn't a Catholic prayer. It is not a Catholic prayer. It's the Lord's Prayer. You see, this is what's very disturbing anyway, the fact that people have rewritten the Bible anyway, not just about the supernatural changes, but new Bibles don't have trespasses in it. Now, that really is disturbing on its own right, really, because when the disciples asked Jesus how to pray, he told us the Lord's Prayer, and he told us the words to say, and they were trespasses. And it was nothing to do with being Catholic or not, because there wasn't such thing as a bloody Catholic when Jesus said those words. And I've actually said that, my dad is a Northern Irish Protestant, so there is absolutely no way on God's good earth that it would have me saying a Catholic prayer. And I've actually looked into it a bit further, especially as it was the biggest miracle ever. I mean, I was a backsliding Christian until Jesus himself sent me the Lord's Prayer with trespasses in it, in Aramaic. So I shared what that did to me. I shared what that did to me. The Bible changes are something that we can't just ignore. We can't just ignore that. So I went on, yet again to try and find a little bit more information, a little bit more residue, and I was really lucky I did, because in 1662, the Anglican Church in England brought out a little prayer book, the Common Prayer Book, and in it is the Lord's Prayer, the Lord's Prayer, the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen. And it's in the Anglican, it's still there. Online in the Anglican, because obviously we haven't all got an Anglican prayer book from 1662. But it's there online, and I'm going to leave you the link down below so you can go and have a look for yourselves. It's not a Catholic prayer, it's the Lord's Prayer. The Lord's Prayer. And there it is, still written in the 1662 Common Prayer Book, English Common Anglican Prayer Book. So that showed quite categorically that it isn't a Catholic thing, because believe me, in 1662, the last thing they wanted was anything to do with Catholicism. We just had, here in England, a massive civil war about it. Okay? That's why eventually the King James Bible was made by a Protestant king in English for us all to hear. You see, I understand. It's not just because I'm English, but I understand the history of why we have the King James Bible. Many of you out there don't understand why we have the King James Bible, but I do, because I'm English and I learn my history. And so there it is, in the Anglican Common Prayer Book of 1662. The Lord's Prayer. So do me a favour. I'm sick of hearing it's a Catholic prayer. It isn't a Catholic prayer. I can't stress enough how annoying that is, because there is, it's the Lord's Prayer. Jesus, how are we supposed to pray? Tell us how to pray. And they're the words that he said. And back in the day, we were taught it heart by heart. We know it by heart. By heart. We know we know our Bible passages by heart. We know the Lion and the Lamb by heart. Now, I've talked about this before. I've been listening to some 80s Christian music, that I used to listen to, by Archangel. And there's one track, and it actually says about the lamb and the lion shall lie together. He said it that way because it rhymes better with the song. But he's singing about the lion and the lamb lying down together. There's, I've got evidence of Jesus Christ in Jesus of Nazareth, Jesus saying the lion will lie down with the lamb. Now, people out there keep telling me that they got that wrong. In the film about Jesus, they got Jesus' important word wrong. That's just... Now, the lion and the lamb is something that we very rarely ever get to find any residue of. So when I'm hearing this Christian music and there is the lion and the lamb, lion lying down with the lamb, even though he puts it the opposite way around for artistic purposes, it's there. And I'm going to drop you the link to that as well. It's at 125, I think it is, where you can hear it. Now, why would he say that? Why? I've been blessed, because in my darkest, most stressful, being torn apart spiritually, Jesus himself sent me the message of his own words, the Lord's Prayer in his own language, which again I will post down below, along with the Archangel track, because believe me, look what it's done to me. Look what it's done to me. At my darkest time, I was actually shown, he showed me himself after I prayed, please Jesus, please show me a sign to let me know that you are there, you are real, and I'm not losing, I'm not losing my mind for nothing. And he sent me the Lord's Prayer in his own words, his own language. So I'm going to leave that down below, and I want you to please keep hold of that, the link to the Lord's Prayer in the Common Book of Prayer, please, because I want you to use that and slip it into anybody whenever they keep waffling on about how the Lord's Prayer with trespasses in it is a Catholic prayer, because we all know it isn't. So thank you once again for listening to me. I really appreciate your love, your support, your prayers, your constant, your family. You're here. You're here with me now. I can't tell you how important you are to me. I really can't. I really can't. You're everything. Thank you, and my love to you all until next time.